Wish you a beautiful morning, everyone. And I'm happy to do some yoga with you this morning. Let's just start in a comfortable seated position to invite focus and meditation into this morning. Connect the pointer finger and thumb. Let your eyes softly close. Allow the breath to move through your whole body. What is present for you right now? I want you to observe your belief system throughout the flow today. What are the things that are stuck in our head that maybe hold our body back? Feel the stillness of the morning. And that sacred space that you create on your mat. Value that space. And fill it with your full attention and your focus. Start rolling your head around your neck really slowly. Just loosen up the neck from the night. And reverse direction. And let the head just angle forward, chin to chest, and really breathe into the elongation of the neck all the way in between the shoulder blades. See if you can release some more tension along the neck, only with your breath. And we're slowly going to reverse it, so lift the head up and slightly back into the neck. Feel the length in the front, in your throat. Our chakra for our speech. Let the lips become soft. If you want more tension, you can kind of bring the chin a little bit forward, but it doesn't have to. Feel the energy shifting as we reverse the motion. Exhale, release. In a moment, neutral spine. Gonna bring the hands in front of our heart and open this practice together by chanting 3 Oms. Inhale deep. Your chin to your chest, invite your personal intention into this practice today. Believe in yourself. Exhale, slowly open your eyes and come into a tabletop position on your mat. And your shoulders over your wrists. And just make some circles around your whole spine. And try to integrate your whole body in this. Maybe you can have the head really loose. Maybe you can feel some cracking in your bones. If you want to stay in a specific place, feel free to do so if you feel a good stretch. And then reverse to the other side. I love rolling my joints in the morning and give them space. And then come onto your forearms and do some cat-cow movements here. So knees are hip-width apart. With your inhale, you lift your chest and heart forward. And exhale, tuck the tailbone under, look towards your belly button. Move in your own pace, and this is a little more difficult than doing it with straight arms. If you feel like it's too much, you can always go back to tabletop. But I feel like the movement is going in a little different area in my body than if I'm just doing it on my hands. Then find a neutral spine here. Lift your right leg up into the sky. And exhale, try to bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, lift it back and up. Try to prevent your belly from arching. And exhale, round and curl. Release the right side. Let's shift to the other one. Left leg lifts. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, release. Last one here. Lift the left leg up. Exhale, pull it in. Bring the knees down and slide yourself back into a child's pose. Hips to the heels. Stay for 3 deep breaths here. Ground yourself on your mat. And gently roll up, bring your hands forward and find your way into your downward facing dog. You can walk your dog out, bend both knees, swing the hips a little bit from side to side. The head out, and then find stillness. Invite your Ujjayi breath into this pose, so the breath is slightly audible by restricting the back of your throat. Create an oceanic sound and keep your mind focused on the breath. Step your feet 1 foot in and as wide as your mat. And take with your right hand the outside of the leg or the ankle, and then you can pull with the right arm to even look a little bit deeper under your left arm. Easy twist. Breathe into the elongation of the rib cage and in the backs of the leg. And then switch, right hand forward, left hand reaches into the twist. Go as deep as it feels good this morning. Always keep checking in with yourself. Exhale, release. Release and walk your hands, your feet all the way to your hands. Let yourself hang in a ragdoll pose. Release your head, neck, shoulders. 2 more deep breaths here. And then halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Take the hands onto your hips, maybe bend the knees. Come all the way up to a standing position. We're going to start doing our sun salutation, Dharma Yoga style. Bring the feet together, hands in front of your heart, Tadasana. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach backward, Vastasana. Exhale, fall forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the right leg back. Low lunge, reach forward with your chest. Exhale, find your plank, knees, chest and chin. Shtanga Namaskara, inhale. Cobra, bring the shoulders back. Exhale, shift back to your heels. And find your downward facing dog from here. Lift the right leg into the sky, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Reach forward. Connect your left foot to the front, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Left side, inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, fall forward, full Uttanasana. Inhale, step the left leg back. Low lunge. Exhale, plank, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back to the heels. And then find back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward. Reach with your chest. Connect your right leg to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, lift up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, bow forward. Step the right leg back. Low lunge. Find your plank, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Right leg left, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, step it forward, reach up with your inhale. Connect both feet on the front of the mat, bow forward in your exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Exhale, Tadasana, left side. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, forward. Left leg steps back. Reach your hips forward in your chest. Both feet step back, plank, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, find back to your downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Step forward into your low lunge. Lower the hips. Both feet meet in the front of the mat, full Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up to standing with Vastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. I'm gonna add on a little bit more to this. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, bow forward, full Uttanasana. Right leg lift, step back into your low lunge. This time come up with your upper body, connect the wrists behind the sacrum and really open the elbows wide. Try to avoid the left knee collapsing outside, keep it in your midline. Just reach up with the front of your body and the weight in the lower back, pushing the hip a little bit more forward. But you want to prevent the lower back to arch too much. It's more for the opening in the shoulder. but try not to push yourself so much. Exhale, look towards your belly button. Try if you can see it. You have to hollow a little more. Exhale, release both hands down. Shift back into plank. This time, Chaturanga Dandasana. Come all the way laying on your belly. Lift into a cobra with the arms alongside of your body, out of your back. Exhale, hands back underneath the shoulders. Shift yourself back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here in your downward facing dog. Lower the left elbow down so the right arm stays straight, so you can lift the right leg. Then you can open the hip, bring the heel towards the glutes. And the left elbow pushes down. Exhale, and back to your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up. Step it through into your low lunge. Reach forward with the chest. Exhale, both feet meet. Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to standing, lift up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, arms lift, reach up and back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, step back with your left leg. Come into an upright position, both fists behind the back. So really, if your knee is aligned, open from your chest. It's more about bringing the shoulders back than pushing the fists into the lower back. Reach out of your lower back so you can create length on your left hip flexor. Allow your body to sink into this pose for a breath. And then with your exhale, bring your chin to the chest. See if you can see your belly button. Hollow the lower back, but keep the shoulders open. And exhale, release, hands to the mat. Step back into your plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. This time upward facing dog. You can stay here. I actually like to bend my elbows a little bit so I can pull my chest forward and not try to just sink in my arms. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. We try this funky down dog on this side as well. So you lower the right elbow down, lift the left leg up. Then you can open the hip, bring the foot to the glute. Really push into the right shoulder, right forearm. If you need to bend the right leg, that's completely fine. Exhale, release, downward facing dog, shake it out. Left leg lifts, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Both feet meet, full Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Arch up and back. Exhale, Tadasana. Take a moment to observe. Maybe your breath is a little faster, your body a little warmer. We're going to create some fire in our body, and for that we're going to invite the breath of fire by really pumping the belly. And we're going to do this in Utkatasana with bringing the arms together. Maybe some of you have done that with me already. So inhale, bring your arms up, sit yourself back in Utkatasana. Exhale, elbows to the side. Inhale halfway and start. Let the motion fade out. Bring the arms up in your Utkatasana. Interlace the arms behind the back. Also, fists connect beneath the sacrum. Open your elbows wide. Keep reaching forward with your chest. Sit a little lower. Keep the elbows wide. See how much you can go to keep the spine nice and flat. Breathe into the front of the chest, your pectoralis area. Exhale, release the arms with Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward for Uttanasana, release the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And step back into your plank. Vinyasa, Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step it through into your low lunge. Exhale, straighten the right leg, pyramid pose. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. One more time, reach forward with your chest. And exhale, stay in your pyramid pose. You can walk the hands forward as much as you can. And really keep the length. You want to try to bring your belly onto the thigh. Push into the feet. Bring the right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, rebend. Come into a high lunge this time. Arms up. And play with the same concept. Bring the fists behind the back, lower belly in. Reach forward with your chest. Try to just bend the back knee, almost touching the floor. Exhale, extend. Bend. And extend. One more time. And find your high lunge. Bring the arms up. Right arm back, left arm forward, exalted warrior. Into an active twist here. Look over your right shoulder. Nice. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back. Come back to your downward facing dog in any way you would like. Now we're gonna try the same thing on the other side. Try to feel these little micro adjustments that you can do to feel more aligned in your own body. Left leg lifts, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Find a breath in low lunge. Exhale, straighten both legs, pyramid pose. Inhale, bend, lift forward and up. Exhale, straighten. One more time, lift, low lunge. Exhale, stay in your pyramid pose. Bring the back leg 45 degree and walk your arms forward as much as you can. If that is here, that's completely fine. If you need to bend, just adjust the pose so it feels good in your body. Because I'm not really seeing you, you have to feel it out for yourself. Trust your body and the intelligence that you have to create a position that is steady and comfortable for you. Inhale. Rebend, come into a high lunge this time. Bring the arms up for some length. And then in a half circle, connect the fists behind the back. Pull the lower belly in instead of arching so much. See that your left knee is aligned on top of your left ankle. Exhale, only bend the back leg, dip it almost to the floor. Come back into straight. Bend. And extend. You should feel that in your right hip flexor. And the last one. can release, come back into your high lunge. Left arm goes back, right arm forward. Keep the elongation in the spine, shoulders pull down. Exhale, release, windle the hands down. Plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And a moment of stillness here. And then find to the front of the mat, halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, bow forward, full Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to standing in your Utkatasana chair pose. Keep the length here. Hands in front of your chest, twist to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Twist from your belly. Inhale, both arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, this side. Inhale, lift the arms up. You can choose to either stay in your Utkatasana and try to sink really low. If you want to go for a little arm balance, you can place the hands down, bring the knees onto the back of the tricep. Shift the weight forward, bring the toes towards your glutes. Maybe if you're more advanced, you can straighten the arms all the way. And then, if you were flying, you also want to meet back in Utkatasana chair. Exhale, bow forward, float Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back. Plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. You're going to add a little bit more onto the flow. Lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward into a high lunge. Arms up. Arms stay alongside of the ear, straighten the right leg, reach forward halfway. Pyramid pose. Inhale, come back into your lunge. Bring the back leg down. Maybe arch back a little bit. Arms next to the ears. Inhale, find back into your high lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose, but this time the hands come into the opposite direction and really press the fingertips down. I want you to feel pushing the floor away and actually hollowing the belly away from the thigh. If that already feels good, you can maybe bend the back leg and maybe even lift the back. Flamingo pose. Otherwise, come back, release the pose. Bring the arms up into your high lunge. Hands behind the lower back. Just nice, wide and open. Lean forward, belly to thigh, and fly into your warrior three. Try to keep the elbows really wide to flatten the spine. Exhale, release. Come back into your high lunge. I'm going to turn so you can see better. I'm going to open into warrior two from here. Right leg bend. Bring the arms up. And instead of going forward or backward, we want to go forward to the front. Just for a breath. Inhale, come up, straighten the right leg. And squat Skandasana to the left. Arms in the inside. You can really use the left elbow to push against the knee. Stay for a breath. Inhale, from the strength of your legs, come up, both arms up. parallel your feet. Exhale into your Prasarita Padottanasana. Left hand stays in your midline. I sometimes like to be on my fingertips to have a little bit more length because twisting is hard for me. Right arm lifts. Try not to just move your hips. Try to keep the hips in one line and reach with your right arm up. And then place your hand on the sacrum and see if your sacrum is in one straight line. Exhale, release the side, right hand down, left arm up. Reach into the twist. Keep the spine nice and long. If you feel like you're there, bring the left hand on the sacrum and check your alignment. Nice. Exhale, release, let yourself just hang loose in between your legs. Shift the hips a little bit from side to side. And then walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Both hands inside of your right leg. And then shift onto the outer edge of the left foot. And look towards your left foot. So you feel a glute stretch on the right side. You can just reach up with your right hand or even bring it back for a little more depth. And then we release. Shift back into plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side. Lift your left leg up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, high lunge on the side. Bring the arms up. Keep the arms next to the ear. Shift both legs into straight edge as you go forward for a half pyramid pose, or however you want to call it. Inhale, bring the arms up, high lunge, bring the back knee down, and from lengthening, reach back. Inhale, from your belly, pull yourself back up into your high lunge. Straighten both legs, come into your pyramid pose on this side. I'm going to show you one more time before we try to really lengthen and connect the belly to the thigh. Now we want to bring the arms next and push and round my upper spine. Maybe you can create so much stability that your right foot can become very light. Maybe you can lift it up. And then release. Find back into your high lunge. And this pose looks not so special, but it's actually really hard, the flamingo one. Bring the fists behind the back. Find a good alignment first. And then bring the belly towards the thigh and lift the right leg up. Straight alignment here. Try not to let the hips open too much. One more breath. Exhale, release. Warrior or high lunge. And then we're going to move to warrior two. Check your alignment here as well. Left knee on top of the left ankle, both arms up. Exhale, fold forward halfway. Shift the hips back, keep the engagement in your legs. Nice. Inhale, come up, straighten the left leg and squat to the back, Skandasana. Take a moment here to release the hips. Inhale from your legs, stand up, parallel the feet, both fists behind the back. Again, bring the chest forward halfway. Try to bring the elbows as high as you can. Lengthen your back. Harder twist. Twist over the right shoulder. Keep the fists where they are. So you have to twist from your core. Inhale, shift back to the midline. Exhale, other side. And then connect, either just holding the forearms or interlacing the hand behind the back. And enjoy your Prasarita Padottanasana C. Let the head and neck dangle, be loose. If you want to bend one knee at a time, that feels sometimes also good to create a little bit more space in the shoulders. And release the grip. Walk your hands underneath the shoulders so you can bring yourself back to the inside of your left leg. Roll onto the outer edge. Keep the foot where it is. Maybe it also rolls onto the outer edge and you kind of like sink into the right hip. You can bring the left arm up or just hanging down. Feel the stretch really in the left glute. Sometimes it's also nice to even add some pressure on the knee, but that's for those who are a little bit more flexible. And then release. Step back into your downward facing dog. Let's do Vinyasa Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, cobra. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here and exhale out of your mouth. Release everything that you just learned. Try to not be stuck in your mind about it. Use it as a playground, as a point of experiencing. Exhale, bring the knees down, shift yourself back into a child's pose. 3 deep breaths here. Trust your body that it will remember the things that you need to know. And then shift yourself back onto your forearms. That position that we were earlier. And now I want you to lift the leg bent up so the knee is in one line with the hips. And just do some bounces, but only from the back of the leg and the tiny butt muscle that you can feel. Try to keep the belly hollow. And hold the lift. Try not to just use the arch to lift the leg. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Hold it here. Make the connection and push. And exhale, release. Other side. Lift the left foot up in one line with your knee. Check your alignment in your belly. It's micro movements. It's not like a big kicking movement that I'm bringing out of my lower back. It's really subtle. And you feel if you're moving your lower back. So don't cheat on yourself. And we all want to have a nice butt coming out of this current heat. Then exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow. Hunch your upper back. And exhale, release. Here you want to stay on our elbows and come into a dolphin pose. Release the head and neck. You can just stay here and really maybe just shift your nose in between your hands and back to create some more work in your shoulders. You can also try to lift one leg and maybe just bend the leg and come onto your tippy toes. If you know you already have an inversion practice, of course you can come into a forearm stand. But there's no need to do that today. I just want to give you an active shoulder opener, which is the dolphin position. And whatever you were doing, you can release that pose and come onto your belly. I'm gonna open the front that we just worked on. Bring the left elbow in front of you and take the right hand to the foot. And you can kind of pull the heel to the glutes. If you have a flexible shoulder, you can even rotate the hands to the front and open the chest even more. But you want to keep looking forward. Breathe into the front. And then take the outside off the right ankle. Lift your chest forward and try to kick in your foot so you can lift the knee just a tiny little bit from the floor. And then release. I'm going to switch to the other side, right forearms in front of you, parallel with the mat. Take the inside off your left foot. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you can really bring the heel towards your glutes, or maybe you can switch the grip, fingers facing forward. At the same time, the right shoulder wants to go forward, so you want to actively pull it back so your chest can keep reaching forward. Nice work, yogis. Take the outside of the right ankle. Orient your chest forward. Push into the leg. For your half bow here. And release. Rest on your hands with your forehead. Wiggle your hips a little bit from side to side. I'm gonna go for one more back bend. Take the outside of both of your ankles for bow pose. Lift your heart and chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then start kicking into the heels, the ankles. Open the front body completely. Maintain your breathing for 3 more deep breaths. Then release. Let the legs windshield wipe from right to left. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Shift yourself back. Child's pose for another breath. Sit all the way up so you can bring your legs forward. Bring your arms up, next by your ears. Make sure you have good sitting position underneath your bum. Reach forward. Try to take hold of your feet or even your shin and try to do some cat-cow movements here. Really invite the back to lengthen and round. Feel a little bit more space. And then wherever you are, you can find your Paschimottanasana, either legs a little wider or bent. Keep the length in the back. Release the head and neck. Very nice, slowly. Come back up to sit and come onto the back. Gonna activate our core a little bit. Interlace the hands behind the back. And just tap the right elbow to the left knee and opposite side. Bicycle crunch. Simple. For the side obliques. Just try to do 15 on each side. Think you got this. Plant your feet to the heels. And then lift your upper body up so your shoulders are lifted. And try to touch the outside of the foot on each side. 15 on each side here as well. Look towards the ceiling to not hurt your neck. And then release, push the hips up, shoulder bridge. We're gonna 10 more active shoulder bridges, which means you bring the arms up. With your exhale, bring the hips down, do a crunch. Inhale, arms up, hips up. Exhale, crunch. Just 8 more. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, hold the lift. Hold it, try to lift your shoulders a little higher. And exhale, release. Really good work, bring your knees in. And wiggle a little bit from side to side. And then hold the back of the legs to come back up to sitting position. I'm gonna go into frog pose. So if you know you have sensitive knees, you can always bring a pillow underneath your knees. You eventually want to have the heel in one line with the knee. If that is too much, you can bring the feet a little bit more in. The idea is bringing the knees wide and lowering onto the hands, forearms. I'm going to show you from the side, maybe you can see it a little better. So I don't want to just arch. I actually want to bring my hips in one line with the knees. You can do some movement here, especially in the beginning, to loosen up the hips a little bit. Then you want to find that place where your hips are in one line with the knees. Maybe you can even lower it down and just breathe into the inside of the legs, the groin. Yeah, try not to arch so much that your butt is just sticking out. You want to have a slight engagement in your core to protect your lower back. And stay for 5 more deep breaths. If you found that position challenging, just breathe through it. What are you believing right now? What is the pattern that is occurring in your head? Where's the limitation that we create for ourselves? Take your hands next to your chest so you can bring yourself back up from this position. Gonna release it with a little active variation. So bring the knee in the inside part of the right leg. And then you can just move the knees from side to side. If that's hard, please just use your hands to help you. But eventually you want to be able to just move from the hips and the core. Really nice. And come back onto your back. And I'll take the right ankle across the left knee for figure 4. I sometimes like to invite the right thigh to just move forward a little bit by massaging the inside line. Before I grab the back of the left thigh or the shin, you want to keep the arms nice and long and imagine pushing your right knee forward so the stretch in the outer glutes increase. Breathe into the sensation. Relax your face, your shoulders, maybe even close your eyes already. Bring the left leg down. Keep the legs as they are and just push the hips to the sky for a breath. Exhale, slide the right knee across the left. Let the knees come to the left side into a twist. Look over your right shoulder. Let the weight of the knees bring you into the twist. Unwind. If it's too much with crossing the legs, you can always just bring the right knee on top. Or bring a pillow underneath your knees. Inhale, untwist. Take the outside of the right foot for a half happy baby. You can straighten the left leg forward and really pull the right knee to the right shoulder. If you want more, you can straighten the leg out as well for a moment. Then we release this side. Left ankle crosses above the right. Maybe invite some massage on the left side and release the hip, the knee. And then hold the back of the thigh or the shin. Flex the foot, push the knee forward. You don't have to worry so much about your alignment as you're just laying on the floor. Your back should be completely straight. Release the grip so you can place the right foot on the mat. Lift the hips up, let the knees sink down to open the inner groin. Exhale, release. Cross the left leg over the right. Twist to the right with the knees, to the left with your gaze. Breathe your body into the twist, into the release. Unwind from the twist. Take the left hand to the outside of the left leg. Half happy baby, straighten your right leg. Sometimes wiggling a little bit from right to left feels good. More static, or you want to play with extending and bending a couple times. What feels good to you? And then take both of the legs up. You can stay here, or you can come into your shoulder stand. For that, you bring the legs over your head, place the hands on the lower back. Just lift the legs up the wall is also a great idea if you don't want to bring pressure to the neck, if you have a wall close by. Let's stay for 5 more breaths in this upside down position. Allow the nervous system to come down by slowing down your breath. And then if you're all the way into Salamba Savangasana, shoulders stand, you can bring the knees down and relax the arms. Really take the weight by pressing the hands into the floor and roll down one vertebra at a time. And then the counter position for that fish pose, Matsyasana. Bring the legs forward, hands underneath your glutes. Look up, press into your elbows, look towards your feet. Open the chest, bring the head back. Maybe exhales out of the mouth, feel good. Release anything that's stuck in your chest. Open your heart. Allow that space to open fully. To release the pose, look back to your feet. Slowly bring the back down. Connect the soles of the feet. One hand on your belly, one hand onto your heart, Supta Baddha Konasana. Listen to your breath, listen to the voice in your heart. I invite you to stay in this position for our final resting pose Shavasana today. If that is too much, maybe just bring the legs forward or open the diamond shape a little bit, or placing 2 pillows underneath the knee. Allow yourself to be fully present with your heart and your breath. Allow your mind to rest. Just observe your body from inside out. Allow the feet, the knees, and the legs to soften more and more. melt underneath your hands. I believe that I can chase my dreams, that only I can light the fire in me, that no one can break me unless I break myself. I believe in myself and I'm full of love. I live every moment and I know the chaos in my heart is a beautiful thing. Slowly reawaken your body from your Shavasana. If you need to stay longer, just stay. Create some movement in your fingers and toes. And roll your head from side to side. Take your hands to your knees and guide the legs together before you give yourself a nice morning stretch. Arms overhead. Wiggle a little bit from side to side. And roll onto your favorite side. Use your arms as a pillow, fetal position. Take a moment to be grateful. Thank yourself for your beautiful practice. And you can be proud of yourself, still practicing even though you're probably all by yourself in your apartment, on your mat. You don't feel the encouragement of the group. Roll back up to a comfortable sitting position. Palms facing up. Connect the pointer finger and thumb. Observe your state of mind. Observe your body just sitting here at the end of your practice. Guide the hands together in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. Come back to your intention. Come back to believing in yourself. And then we end today's class by chanting Om Shanti 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 together. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Your hands to your third eye center, your seat of intuition, to your lips for always speaking your truth, and back to your heart. Namaste.